All right, guys. Shopify Rebellion's beyond in the top right side of Magnetic North. Team Liquid's Clem in the bottom left. It's the Team Liquid map contest tournament, and everybody for days after this match has just been going, Pig, did you see BYUN Clem? Did you see the BYUN Clem series in the Team Liquid map contest tournament? And I said, no, I haven't, but you know what? 4,000 people have asked me to cast this. They've asked me to look at it. They've asked for my thoughts on it, and I figure I might as well bloody cast this game. It must be good. It's a best of 5, guys. This is going to be Magnetic North, the map I haven't really looked at, I don't think. It's very tall vertically. It looks like this map. And interesting layout. Okay, so you've got your expansion above your base here as Clem, and then you've either got a low ground third out there, or... Oh, cool. There's like some little purple snow mushrooms as well. Little snow diddlies. Some little doodles sticking out of the ground. And then down this way, there's another base. Fourth, another fifth. So you can kind of... naturally, you might split the map diagonally. The sort of middle line will be diagonally from top left to bottom right of this map in terms of where the battle lines will naturally be drawn. Now, keep in mind, guys, Clem has dominated BYUN historically in PvT, seems to always have his number, and I think BYUN gets a bit nervous about getting beaten by someone's off race. Doesn't feel too good about it, and he does sometimes mind game himself. That being said, he has beat Clem a handful of times recently, and it's been a lot more competitive, because I remember there was a lot of 2-0s, a lot of really one-sided series between the two of them, and recently it's become a lot closer. I think it was the World Championship where BYUN had some good ideas, but just didn't quite execute well enough under pressure. Already gets in its probe kill there, so a bit over-eager for Clem, trying to delay that command center. And it's a Marine into a reactor, no Reaper opening for BYUN. So he drops mules, continues SCVs. Back at home for Clem, he's gone Cybercore. Gonna try and chrono an Adept, but his pylon was a little late. Slight supply block. So just Cybercore before Nexus. Oh, he's gonna do a Zealot pressure, okay. Well, I think that's not going to be very successful. Might deny mining a little bit. If BYUN just quickly hops off and runs around with the SCV, we'll see how he goes. But these two Marines will build very quickly. It's only 18 seconds to build. They should be out before the Adept arrives. BYUN might have to pull a few more SCVs, though. We'll see how quickly BYUN reacts. Let's watch from BYUN's camera and see. Oh, he notices very quickly. Should already have that SCV out of there. Does take one hit, a little bit sloppy. Does he try to keep building it? I think he's going to try to hop back on, but Zealot keeping him occupied. Let's go back to everyone's vision here as the Adept's about to come in as well. Zealot's only landed one hit on an SCV, nothing else. The Zealot's going to go down. One SCV has fallen, and now the 3 Marines have to pull back to defend that SCV. Ooh, Adept gets a hit off. Well done by Clem. Very good micro to get that hit. Second Adept's about to arrive. 4th and 5th Marines here. He needs... 5 Marines does beat 2 Adepts, but you want to move up to the ramp if possible. The Adepts' shades are kind of desynced, which is going to make it really hard for Clem to engage. Gets another hit off just for shields and falls back. Behind it, Blink and a second Gateway are on the way, focusing more on chronoing his probes now that he's done this aggressive start. Clem is famous for winning PvTs with his first few Adepts and Stalkers. I think he's played against MaxPack so many times. One of the best micro PvT players there is, just so good with his multitasking, his micro, his pressure. MaxPax has beaten Clem in the early game with unit harassment. Not that often, but it does happen. And I think Clem really, as a micro-oriented kind of very skill-focused player, all about execution, loves to get in his opponent's face. Just put on that pressure, skill test them from the start. Unit stealth stab is dead even, but now it's going to be Clem on the defensive as the Cyclone, the Medevac start to come out. We expect it's going to be a Marine drop while the Cyclones look for map control. Clem, very careful, shades backwards. And he's warping in Stalkers at home. Second Robo's on the way. Oh, he was supply blocked for a second, but it looks like this pylon down here, covering the edge of the main, is now up. 2 Adepts and a Stalker in the natural, 1 Adept and a Stalker. Oh, sorry, 2 Adepts and a Stalker in the main, 1 Adept and a Stalker in the natural. Third gas going to go down. I think Clem's going to play Colossus. Don't know why I think that, guys. I just do. We'll find out, of course. Here we go. Here come those Marines. Okay, 8 Marines, 1 Cyclone, no shield battery for Clem. He may be in trouble. Oh, warping in a Stalker right there is costly. Can't micro that bad boy back. Oh, BYUN messes up the pickup. Doesn't save the Cyclone. Gets a few Stalkers, and I think very wisely runs away. Because if he stayed any longer, Blink was about to kick in. More Stalkers coming down from the main. This way he can keep this Marine drop here. Maybe threaten Clem at home. More Marines are building. Second tank's almost out. I love this giant wall off for BYUN. I want to see that tank back there, well behind that wall off. Marine drop's going to boost in. Pylon sees it coming, of course. He used the boost on the way in. Incredibly dangerous. But only 2 Stalkers at home right now. BYUN trying to make this game messy. We'll see who holds up better under pressure, him or CLEM. A couple of probes do go down. Stalker's trying to blink in the main base. That tank sieged in not a great position. He's going to have to fight this outside of tank mode. The tank Marines and SCVs just going to have to A-move this one at the same time. 10 probes went down? Oh, CLEM, what are we doing? He fought with his probes head-to-head against the Marine medevac. I see he felt like he couldn't lose any more mining time. But that's really costly. There are still a few Marines in this bunker, which means those Stalkers are in trouble. And of course, CLEM is going to have to do that. BYUN, really good defense at home while he did great counter damage. I'm just realizing right now I probably shouldn't have cast this series right after casting Max Pax CLEM, because my instincts are that this is Max Pax and that's CLEM. But it's the opposite. CLEM's the Protoss player this time around. Does get a few SCVs to try to even things up, and he has a quick third base, which may be CLEM's saving grace after that early game, which was quite sloppy with the number of probes that went down. He's going to build a forge, make charge. This does to me look like we'll see a Robo Bay sometime in the next minute or so. Stalker's going to try and chip at a depot. Maybe he gets himself a Marine. Oh, I like the Observer scan there. Good move by BYUN. Gets rid of the Observer, doesn't lose any Marines. He's, of course, got the reactor up, which means the medevac production will be starting shortly. CLEM has not seen that third command center. The moment all that chaos settled down, BYUN went, bam, immediately slapped the third CC down. That's going to allow him to maintain pace with CLEM in this game. CLEM's going for 4 more gateways. So yeah, he's going to go 8 gate, charge, Stalkers, 2 sentries, might build 1 Immortal as well. And then he's going to add the Robo Bay and the 4th gas after that. This is the classic Max Pax build. CLEM has done this like 1,000 times in the last year. It's his favorite way to play this matchup. Fourth and 5th barracks goes down for BYUN. I love that he's keeping a pack of bio in the main. He knows that a prism filled with zealots is likely to fly in at any moment. But the Observer has seen that he's prepared for that, even though it doesn't have vision of it right now. Oh my gosh, BYUN moves out and loses a tank. BYUN, where are your hot pickups today, mate? CLEM's got to be so happy with that. Gets himself another Widow Mine and I think a Marine there. Does lose, 2 Stalkers though. CLEM there, a little sloppy. He's going to send his Zealot drop in. Everything's pulled out of the main now except these 2 Marauders. It's going to be a little bit of a stim to try and deal with this. Oh, there we go. The Marines are just in the natural, and he should be able to deal with those Zealots pretty easily. Good pickup. Only 1 Zealot goes down. Sentries are out now in the middle of the map. There's an Immortal here as well. He might split this army. 2 force fields there would have been brilliant. Here we go. Zealots come forward. Oh, no Guardian Shield. He goes for force fields instead. But I think Guardian Shield and maybe taking the pitched battle could have worked really well for CLEM. CLEM running away. But I think if he shut that army down, that would have been brilliant. Now, there are these little bits of ice everywhere in the middle, blocking up the terrain. 2,000 hit points to clear those. Can clear them, though. They have 3 armor? Probably 3 armor as well, I would imagine. Whew. Okay, supply drop goes down. BYUN trying to make up for that block. Zealots at the 3rd. Gonna get hammered. It's a couple Zealots down for just 1 Marine. Good trade. Units lost time is in favor of BYUN right now. CLEM equal on workers with a Terran player. Not a fun spot to be. Tries to warp in his Zealot. Sees the Viking pop out. Luckily, BYUN was not piloting that. Was not paying attention. The Viking just flew away from that prison. Let it escape. Zealot Stalker running forwards. Got to be careful. CLEM's trying to stay in the face of BYUN right now. But he's doing it with an army that looks pretty hodgepodge. It looks kind of weak, man. 4th Nexus starts. First Colossus is out. You can see that one on the top right of our screen. Second one started. Plus 2's on the way. He's going to try and push in. Dude, CLEM attacking. I think CLEM is really holding to heart the philosophy of if I'm attacking, I can't lose the game, right? If I just keep attacking, keep him on the back foot, make him stim reactively, I can kind of wreck him. And he's going to go for it. Goes in with quite a few units on the left and the right at the same time. I don't think these fights are good for CLEM at all. Oh, the Colossus does get EMP'd and hit by the Marauders. It's deep in the yellow. Zealots trying to pull away. He's got to unload those Zealots, otherwise the Colossus can't get saved. Oh, barely unloads the Zealots in time. Stalker's trying to save the Prism. He's got to unload it. No. Okay, I think the Prism might be slightly faster than the Vikings, maybe. Oh, Colossus goes down, and BYUN just chases him and wrecks him. Easy peasy. Mushroom squeezy, says BYUN. Protoss player, you so easy. He does hammer through. Really nice play by BYUN. I think Clem just overcommitting to the aggression, overplaying his hand. And I think that first fight with the sentries, you gotta be so careful because sentries aren't good at running away. He's continuing to make sentries, making these units, but Clem just hasn't found the right engagements, and bleeding out expensive units is so costly. I wouldn't count Clem out because I've seen him make crazy comebacks before. I've also seen BYUN get excited and throw many games in the past, but 4th command center, 2nd eBay armory, it feels like BYUN's doing what he needs to do. Just cementing his position for the future. He can transfer workers off his main to a 4th once he gets that up. 2nd Forge does start for Clem. Clem's on 70 probes, and this is the power of Clem, is even when he loses fights, he loses them on the enemy side of the map. He always has time to fall back, gather his forces. It's like the anti-Showtime, right? I think that's the way we should describe Clem's style. Anyone who's familiar with like Showtime gets ahead, and then, oh, we just EMP'd ourselves. BYUN with a bit of a misclick. He just EMP'd his Medivacs, man. Oh, that was real bad. That was not good at all. Might have even clipped a ghost with that EMP. Really weird. I don't know what he was trying to press there. But yeah, Showtime, really good at getting ahead, really good at defending. But because he's always defending at his base, one mistake can cost him the game. Clem is just always attacking to the point of almost like just absolute disrespect for his opponent's army. And always feels like he deserves to have map control. And he kind of bullies his opponent off the map. And it does give him more room to recover than he sometimes deserves. And I think this is yet again another case of Clem showing that exceptional ability to rear up on his hind legs, fan out his neck frills. You know, he's got the big neck fan like one of those angry lizards. And he's just kind of hissing right now in BYUN's direction. And BYUN's like, dude, that crazy Terran player, he looks really big and scary right now. That looks like a predator. That's not prey. And he's scared BYUN. BYUN thinks he's the prey now. Like, BYUN, I think, could push and kill him right now. It's 24 Zealots and 3 Colossus. You've got 7 Vikings and a massive Bio Ghost. He might wait for 2-2, but by that point, 3-1's going to be done. Clem could have more, gateways and the like. He's doing a good job with the Zealots as well, keeping him really occupied. EMP goes down. Biotank trying to defend. More Zealots running in. BYUN's been pretty trigger happy with his EMPs, but I think it's served him well so far. You just got to remember, whenever there's these disengages, sometimes you have low EMPs when the big, meaningful fight does happen. He's only got 1 EMP on this left side right now. Oh, the Guardian Shield will go down. The Viking Marauder chasing onto a ramp. Oh, great force fields by Clem. One of the Colossus does go down, as do a few Vikings. Clem down in supply this entire game. Now 2-2's about to finish for Terran. 3-1 for Protoss. Fusion Core goes down. Interesting. So 8 racks going into Fusion Core with 2 starports. BYUN doing that off just 4 command centers, which I really appreciate. I do think range libs are the future. No other splash damage for Clem just yet. He's trying to man mode this with just Colossus gateway units. This army will fall off. You can see it's 5,000 resources behind in the units lost. He's trading poorly. Mass Zealot run by at the same time. Army's up here, but there's a planetary. I don't think he can engage a planetary. A lot of SCVs could be falling. Big pack of bio goes back for BYUN. Clem gets 9 SCVs. I don't think BYUN cares. He's still on 70 workers. He's happy to replace that with army. Might actually help him out here. Vikings getting a good start to the fight on those Colossus. But the Stalkers get quite a lot of those kills, and he blinks back the Stalkers. 6,000 resource loss difference, though. Massive advantage for BYUN. He's got a lot more Marauders coming in from behind. He's a bit disjointed in this fight, and as the Zealot reinforce comes, this is a really dicey, close situation. Those 2 Colossus surviving is everything for Clem. If he loses those Colossus, I think he's maybe screwed, but BYUN's still progressing at a bit of a faster rate. He's got 3-3 on the way. He's got 3 command centers, and of course that Fusion Core will no doubt remember to make Caduceus Reactor first. The Medevac energy upgrade. Wants to make sure he's got endless healing for this bio army. It's almost pure Marauder right now, guys. 20 Marauders, 4 Ghosts, 1 Marine. Pretty good army to have against a guy who's playing Colossus. It's hard to kill the Zealots, of course, without like Widow Mines or Marines, but at least the Colossus struggle to kill your Marauders as well. He's going to go Dark Templar is Clem. He's got 5 bases there, 6th base on the right side. Not sure how many gases he has, guys. It looks like 5. Only 5 gases for Clem at 15 minutes. Pretty crazy. Guess it's only 6 for Terran as well. Oh, Colossus does get blasted by EMP Viking. BYUN just chasing now. Just zero care. He's just like, dude, I have more stuff than you, and I think he's not buying Clem's BS anymore. He's like, you are not the predator, you are the prey, and I'm going to take you down. The Vikings happy to trade for all of those Colossus. The Ball of Marauder Ghost with these medevacs endlessly healing them. Too much for Clem's paltry Gateway army. Couple of Immortals aren't going to change the math on that. No Storm added into the late game. And he just can't keep up with BYUN, who kept on progressing his army, kept adding more units. Looking really, really good. A couple of Marauders get clipped by the Immortals and do go down. BYUN, I think, can micro like this all day. Ghost's got another EMP in a few seconds if it can survive. Does get taken down. Dude, those Ghosts are so tanky now. It's actually crazy. I don't know why, but the 25 extra hit points on the Ghost. The fact that it's tankier than a Marauder, because the Marauder stims itself down, 20 hit points at the start of the fight, is I'm always like, damn, that's crazy. The new Ghost, man. The front line of Terran now. Frontline spellcaster combat unit. Bio Viking Lib coming forward. To be fair, Ghosts are incredibly expensive. Dark Templar trying to come in behind. Is he going to use those in combat, or is Clem just going to go for the rally? He's going to use them in combat. Dark Templar on that right side, guys. BYUN. Oh my god, where's the scan? Oh my god, the DTs did a lot of damage. That was crazy, man. The DT's going to try to run around that left side. Dude, Clem is hanging on like a champ right now with his Immortal Stalker Colossus. That's crazy that he survived that long. Lib range still hasn't been made. And Clem going around with the DTs. Those DTs did a lot of damage. What the heck? Gonna go for another engage and then try to blink away. I don't know how if he escapes this time though. Super worth another scan here. Yeah, only one Dark Templar escapes. BYUN is on 5 bases now, guys. Planetary's up there as well. Stalker's still harassing. I love how Clem just keeps microing. A lot of Protoss players, when things get bad, you can see them like kind of micro a bit worse because they're realizing just microing Stalkers won't get them out of this trouble. Clem and Max Pax have this like thing where they're just so confident that just clicking buttons will win them the game, where once again, Clem trading 7,000 resources less efficient. But he's like, well, I'm not wasting money on extra tech. I'm not wasting time getting a lot of extra gases. I'm still on 6 gas. I can make endless zealots, man. As long as I can keep expanding. And I'm just looking for that one moment where you mess up a fight really bad. I don't think it's going to happen, though. BYUN's been really clean. Gets rid of the Immortals there. Does chase them down. He's got a few Vikings and Libs in here. He's looking great. Disruptor. Ooh, great Disruptor shot from behind for Clem. Remember, though, it's a 4 supply unit. It does cool down a little bit quicker than it used to, though. And he manages to kill quite a few Terran units. Dude, imagine if, with the DTs, if he wasn't as far behind and the DTs, like, hit the rally point and got in the natural in the main. I feel like that might have caused so much chaos that BYUN might have fallen apart under pressure, but Clem is just making life so difficult for his opponent. Both players close to 500 APM. Clem slightly above 500 APM with Protoss. God knows how he's doing that. I don't know what you do to get 500 APM with Protoss. You don't have that many units. It's kind of hard to do. BYUN doesn't get the Colossus. He doesn't have a Viking there. He's got so much bio rallying in, it might not matter. Remember, Disruptors don't one-shot Ghosts anymore, and it's just one Colossus, a handful of Stalkers, and a Disruptor getting bullied across this map. One more Colossus and more Zealots rally in. Dude, his micro is great as Clem's, but BYUN manages to snatch the Colossus at the edge of that Marauder's range, and he's going to be able to hold on here. Very nice play there by BYUN, and he's going to take game 1 against Clem's Protoss. Right, guys. We've got BYUN in the top left side of the map after an excellent game 1. We are now going on to Missing You Today. Bottom right side is Clem. Obviously, these are all maps that are the finalists of the Team Liquid map contest, guys. Voting for that closes actually in a few days, so you guys should get in there and vote if you want to help choose which ones win the competition. Does help influence not only who gets prize money from the competition, but also often the winners do end up on the map pool, usually. Not always, but usually. Quite pretty, this one. We got some nice trees around here. I do wonder... I don't know if we've really seen this green tile set before. It's a bit funky, isn't it? Command center not placed on location. Just wanted to get that down. Didn't want to get it blocked by that probe, so he just throws it down wherever he can. And there's going to be a Marine cancelled. Oh, he cancelled the Marine to build the command center faster. Ah, very cute there for BYUN. Now, Clem, of course, has gone for the Cybercore before Nexus. Very standard opening for him. You guys let me know. If you want, you can comment at this point. Do you think Clem is going to play the exact same style for this whole best of 5? Or is he going to really vary it up? I have a feeling, personally, if I had to predict right now, he's going to play the same style. Just with varying openings a little bit. But it's still going to be like Colossus Gateway, and then maybe transition to DTs, and maybe mixing 1 or 2 disruptors into the army later on. I don't know if I can imagine Clem going for like full Storm opening or something. Especially, you know, this is so early in the patch. Terran players were initially like, you know, oh, Storm's going to be really bad. Now they're kind of like, Storm's still pretty decent against Terran, you know? Even though it does function a little bit differently. Oh, look, there's a little cleaning bot. This map has cleaning bots on it. That's why the floor's so clean. Oh, the SCV dodges the projectile. Actually, I think it took the projectile, but it barely survived. The Adept does have to get out of there as he sees the Marauder opening. Now, this is my least favorite opening in SC2, the Marauder opening. I think it's the worst PvT opening in existence. I absolutely abhor it. And usually I say this and then it wins right afterwards. But I don't know. It feels like you're delaying your reactor so long and you're building this very expensive 2 Marauders, having to get a 50 mineral, 50 gas upgrade. I always feel like it's a bit awkward, but I think I'm just a bit of a hater, to be fair. All right, Command Center is adjusted to the right position. Second gate and Robo's coming in. Doesn't even build a shield battery. Clem disrespects that potential 2 Marauder push so much. He doesn't even build a battery. He's just like, I don't care, dude. What are you going to do? Now, it's very common for this to follow up with a 2 barracks play into a factory. In this case, it's 3 barracks. It's a lot of Marine Marauder will be coming forwards. BYUN, of course, only now taking a second gas, which is why he can't afford combat shields just yet. Third Nexus for Clem off 2 Gateway Robo. Ooh, and no sign of really any early energy recharge, right? I think, you know, you still could open Sentry and get a few hallucinations early, but players are much more focused on just Stalkers, chronoing Blink, it seems like, especially for this standard kind of vanilla max Clem style of PvT. Oh, I didn't know Clem could play Protoss. Oh yeah, he's really good. Why is Clem off racing again? Because of Storm? No, his opponent's Terran, guys. He's been playing PvT for fun for a year now, almost a year, right? It's very close to a year, basically since the previous season. I think he just is like, yeah, TvT is a bit boring. I think it's just more fun. It's a challenge. And you guys are going to realize how much of a gamer Clem is. Clem plays games all day, all night. When he finishes grinding like every single tournament of the day, he hops on and plays some Counter-Strike or some other real-time strategy game that's coming out. Like, he just loves gaming. I think for him, he just gets bored of TvT. It was his weakest matchup. So I think there's also a bit of a tactical, I think PvT is better. You know, he feels like he can have a higher win percentage in PvT than he can in TvT. So he's been doing this for a long time now. I don't expect him to just go, oh, balance is better now, I'm going to swap back or anything like that. Yeah. He's one of the best PvT players in the world. His other matchups aren't terrible, but they're not great either. Great spotting by BYUN. BYUN is the king of spotting those observers. Is that true? Sulfurshot says if Clem's laddering and hits a TvT, he'll lose the game. He'll just insta-GG, and then he queues up Protoss right afterwards. Did anyone actually see him doing that? I assume he still plays some TvT on the ladder. It'd be pretty funny if he does. We're like, why is Clem only like 6'5" now? You're like, oh, he keeps leaving TvTs. And then re-queues his Protoss and beats them right after. But like, he still like loses points for that, you know? Oh, it is true? Oh, that's cool. Has Clem streamed it all recently, I wonder? Guess you guys probably just seen this on other people's streams. Like Hero Marine stream, probably. Alright, guys. Force Field's holding this ramp. Could hold off this attack for a long time. It's a big attack. Stim, shields, combat shields, and +1. Stalker's blinking away. I would really want another sentry warped in here as Clem. Dude, Clem, what are we doing? He's letting him up the ramp! Oh my gosh, I can't believe he let him up there. Oh no. Well, he's got a lot of units, though. There's no medevacs. Sentry gets focused down so quickly, though. Charge is not done just yet. It will be momentarily. The bio, he's got to run away. Does BYUN, gets the observer. And then he tries to pull back down the ramp. He's got to, yeah, spread. Good spread for BYUN to try to cover his retreat. Loses a few Marauders, though. I think he may have attacked his own unit as well for half a second there. Loses a few Marauders and Marines. And these Stalkers, don't blink after him, Clem. I know you want to. You have to not. Clem Clem, please. Don't blink after him. He blinks into those Marauders even. BYUN just killed another one of his own Marauders. BYUN, calm down, buddy. He gets so panicky when he plays Clem's Protoss, guys. I'm pretty sure he attacked a unit earlier, but he definitely attacked a one just then as well. Killed one of his own Marauders just by A-clicking on his army accidentally. BYUN, deep breaths, buddy. Deep breaths. All right, 4th Nexus could go down for Clem. Clem's had a much better start than last game. It was interesting. We were talking between the games. People were saying, well, you can't just play this trading style as Protoss, like the way Clem tried to in that last game. It doesn't work because Protoss trades inefficiently. And I immediately said, you know, in that game, yes, but that's because Clem was behind. If Clem's ahead and he plays that same style like he's about to do right now, where he's in your face trading, these medevacs are already low on energy. Every stim is going to be so hard to recover from. And look at this, Clem's trying to bait him. Ooh, Colossus does go a little far forward. Remember, he doesn't have extended thermal lance just yet. But he's trying to just force him to keep stimming and taking these awkward engagements, right? So Clem's going to try and dance on the edge, forcing him to stim repeatedly, chipping away at these units. And this is so hard to deal with, man. It's so hard to deal with when you're already on the back foot like BYUN is, because he lost a lot of Marauders and Marines on the retreat. He doesn't have that many medevacs. He's got 6 of them now. Oh, look at that. Widowmine gets set off. That means that's a free kill, that Widowmine potentially. Does go down. Next Widowmine fires on just a single Zealot. Guardian Shield Sentry do keep getting focused, which is really well done by BYUN. The command center itself is taking massive damage. No Prism on the front, remember. That is one problem. 3rd Colossus is coming. Extended Thermal Lance is almost here. SCVs are about to chase. Oh, can he get the Colossus? The Marauders go forward, but great stutter step for Clem as more Zealots come in as well. The Stalkers take down the Vikings. He's doing such a good job of keeping BYUN on the ropes. BYUN pulled the SCVs, loses 11 of them, but he doesn't gain position. And this in-your-face, back-and-forth micro, there are so few players who can do it this well. Clem, Max Pax, and Hero are probably the only 3 who make it look like this. Clem does take a big volley from the Marauders, but the Colossus barely survives on 5 hit points. Command center is extremely low. It seems so dangerous to stay in this area, but he knows that BYUN's army is overstimmed and close to death. Marauders come forward. All 3 Colossus barely surviving to get a lot of volleys off. The Colossus do take care of 2. The Vikings take care of 2 of the Colossus. But at the end, 1 is still standing. The Stalkers even take out a medevac as he disengages. More Zealots come in. And this is BYUN with now no miners on his 3rd. His command center is burning. And the Colossus, the Zealots, the Stalkers just microing in and out so perfectly. Clem, I think, is seconds away from winning this game. Got 4th base fully saturated. Could take a 5th soon after. But he just wants to keep trading. Those medevacs have no healing juice for this army. BYUN knows he's just got no play there. If you're a little behind and they get that forward position like that, they can just shave you down. You can't chase that army down. And it's the 9 range of the Colossus, the Zealot's tankiness, the Stalker's ability to skirmish and blink back. It just leads to such good trading for Clem, and he shuts BYUN down in game 2. All right, guys, you know what they say. Follow the white rabbit. And BYUN may have followed it too far in that last game. Clem down here in the bottom left, and for some reason, he is in a sickly green glow. What is going on with the colors on this map, guys? I guess up here, it's a bit green as well. It just looks way worse on the Protoss on that bottom left side. What is this map? White Rabbit? I guess it's very Matrix themed, right? Is the idea. Where inside the Matrix, you can kind of see some of the lines of code fading up through reality and stuff. You got this green ramp here. You got these cool green lines around. Interesting. All right. Very dead looking map. Very, very Borg. Very, green and black and gray. Very metallic. Keen to see how this one plays. It looks like a small map, right? Doesn't look... Oh, maybe not small. No, maybe it's not that small. I don't know. For a second, it felt like it was small. Just look at the minimap, but... See how it goes. Base here with rocks behind it. Interesting. And this one here as well. 4, 5, 6, 12 bases in total on the map. So not a super late game macro map with like 14 or 16 bases. Seems decent. Hey, Nexus before core. Guys, Clem's changing his opening. So rare. Scouts for proxies only now. Oh. Clem, doing an optimized no scout build. I like it. Mixing it in. Good to mix that into a series. On a map where you don't think you're going to get hit by a proxy or something like that. You take the risk. No Reaper for BYUN. BYUN, not much faith in Reapers against Clem. Gonna go Marine yet again. Chat says it's actually 14 bases. 5, 6... Oh, it is 7. Sorry, 7 times 2. It is 14 bases on this map. Piggy count wrong. I don't think I counted this guy. Me not know how to count. Stalkers. Zog zog. We don't know how to count. Marine scouting for proxies as well. BYUN hasn't scouted either. So it's a blind matchup of build orders. One Rax expand against a... I think this was a gas first expand. Gets a Stalker, Sentry, Warp Gate. Going to delay his Twilight Council a little bit, but not too far. It'll probably be pretty similarly timed to when he does his core before Nexus opening. Hell, it might even still be slightly faster. He pulls the probe here, so the moment he gets 100 gas, 2-minute 40 Twilight. Yes, me lord. More starports? It's going to be a Hellion Marine opening. Looks like the Hellion will just go for a Scout since he didn't build a Reaper. Hallucination for Clem. I do like to see that hallucination. So he's already used an energy recharge, guys. And he'll have, of course, another hallucination available in about, I don't know, about just before 4 minutes, maybe? Phoenix is going to see what is a relatively straight-up on-rax expand. Chat's analyzing the sort of style that Clem was playing in that last game. And people saying it looks overpowered, looks too powerful, looks BS. Yeah, it is. Keep in mind, the reason why players who aren't Clem don't do that attack is if you do get overrun, it's game over, basically. Like, you know, you don't have a Warp Prism there to pick up your Colossus. You don't have, you know, any way of getting out. Like, once you get overrun in that forward position, you lose all your Colossus, and what are you going to do? Just warp in a few Zealots at home, so... It is a somewhat risky attack. Speaking of risky attack, 6 Marine drop and 3 Hellion run by. Oh, I don't think Clem's ready for this. I do not think Clem's ready. Oh, he's going to see the drop, but that could distract him, and then the Hellions might drive in. Oh, he's got good vision, actually. Really good vision. Oh, that probe gets on the walkie-talkie. Lets everybody know what's going on. Marine drop's trying to snake around the left. The probes have all been pulled except one. Beautiful play here by Clem, but his Stalker's getting stuck, and his Warpin actually gets his unit stuck as well. And now there's a Marine drop in the main. Oh, man. Okay, this is actually decent harassment coming in, especially if he can save the medevac. Pylon's going to go down, depowering a gateway, and most importantly, delaying Blink massively. I think this might be where you just shift-click the probes, right? Oh, and indeed he's going to do that. Clem going back to mining a bit too early. He's going to lose 5 probes. Hellions drives in as well. Hellion doesn't really find anything. Looks like the Hellions will all go down. The battery helping out. 7 probes go down. At the end of the day, the unit's lost tab in favor of Clem, but big delay on Blink. Massive amount of mining time lost. But there's a third finished. Oh, shiz. This might actually favor Clem. I was going to say, so it should be good for BYUN, but the fact that that third's finished, this is where Protoss, chronoing probes, you get to see how much more flexible the economy is of Protoss. Like, Protoss, with the modern chrono boost, if they have 3 Nexus up, they can recover economic losses really quickly. And there's no follow-up pressure. He's just going 3rd CC double eBay. Which means BYUN's turtling for a while. I'm not saying BYUN's way behind, but I do think he's a little behind, just because he has no more forwards pressure. And as long as Clem doesn't have any breaks in his probes, goes for a forge or something soon to continue his tech, he'll be in a great spot. He did not lose his sentry, which means this hallucination is really going to help him. Comes in, gets himself 2 Marines for just a few shields, and he sees 3rd command center, and he sees an engineering bay. He doesn't see the 2nd eBay, which I think is actually lucky for BYUN, because if you see double eBay there as the Protoss, you're thinking, oh, there is no threat whatsoever. Forge and Robo go down in response, so Clem realizing, oh, this game is going to go a fair bit longer. Oh, did he rebuild this pylon first and didn't repower the Twilight, guys? Oh, apparently chat's pointing that out. So he had to build another pylon over here. Whoops. Remember, guys, a pylon can reach 6 spaces. 3 spaces and 3. So it needs to be flush up against that. Auto turret comes in, but there was a shield battery there. BYUN maybe not realizing. Oh, Clem! Clem, he wasn't in range of the shield battery. He loses the Stalker. I think he just assumed the shield battery could heal it, because it looks like it was close, but the Stalker was right on the bottom. Just out of range. Bit sloppy. Very happy to trade an auto turret for a Stalker. Not very often you see that. Gets himself an SCV, does CLEM. Tank's going to move forward, risky position. CLEM could run up, blink and snipe it, but I think realizing there's too many other Marauders and tanks nearby might be a bit too risky, especially since he doesn't have enough Stalkers to one-shot. There's 7 times, what, 17 damage I think they do, because the tank has an armor. I'm not good with numbers, but that's like, I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, hold on. Auto turret comes in, no shield battery on this base. Yeah, the tank would survive with like 50 life. It would take 2 full volleys. Or 2 mostly full volleys. Observer goes down on the other side. 4th Nexus comes up. Alright, CLEM, he likes this style. Colossus, Stalker, Zealot, Sentry. Getting upgrades. Look at all this space around the edges of this map, man. Lots of big, wide open areas. I think that tends to favor Terran over Protoss. I think Terran probably prefers big open areas. Especially against like Colossus Stalker. I think if there's a lot of Zealots, mass Zealot, maybe it's better for Protoss. Great Raven Snipe. CLEM is all over it. BYUN doing the classic, let's start +2 armor, not +2 attack. Bad habit that he has fallen back into recently. Especially when he gets a bit panicky, and we know he gets panicky up against CLEM. Does not like playing CLEM's Protoss at all. Interesting because, you know, CLEM used to get bullied by BYUN in TvT. He started beating him in 2024. And he swapped to Protoss and kept on beating him, which I don't think, you know, we often talk about Raynor being a younger version of Dark, CLEM being a younger version of BYUN. Very similar stylistic players. Like, you know, BYUN and CLEM share such a similar micro-intensive style. So it kind of sucks to have the young gun come up and surpass you. Of course, CLEM winning a world championship for the first time 8 years after BYUN won his world championship in 2016. 2024 for CLEM. Double upgrades on the way for Protoss as well as Terran. He did remember the +2 attack. Very chill play for BYUN. He's just taking a 4th and waiting it out. Not getting too eager. He knows that CLEM can't keep it in his pants. CLEM's going to have to attack because he's CLEM. He's like, go, let's go, I'm going to attack, man. My name's CLEM. I don't know how to keep it in my pants. Literally impossible. To be fair, there's not that much Marine Marauder. 13 Marauders, 19 Marines, 3 Ghosts, 31 Zealots. Need some good EMPs, man. First tank's going to go down almost instantly. Quite a few Zealots do have to trade for it. Oh, the Zealots on the left, can they kill it? Yes, they can. That's huge. Sniping those 2 tanks. They were such a good defensive anchor at controlling the range. Now that they're gone, it's just on the Viking bio to hold their own. Second starport's coming in. And building that directly on the reactor. 3 more barracks as well. He scans, but BYUN misses the observer. Oh, it's hard to see him there, isn't it? Oh, his pervert mode is well activated. He sees a lot. That's very important for CLEM. He's got Zealots on the right. He's going to go double Disruptor. Problem is, guys, if you're on 81 probes, it doesn't leave a lot of supply for your army. And then each Disruptor is 4 supply. I don't know. Can you even play full Disruptors? I'm not sure. Maybe just 2 for support and that's it. Zealot, Stalker, Sentry coming up the left side. There are 3 Colossus behind it. AMPs start to chip away. Disruptor's not really useful in this scenario. It's better when the Terran's chasing you. Dark Shrine coming in. 13 gateways is going to be the name of the game for CLEM. He's going to probably keep increasing that number as he keeps expanding. 4 base Terran against a Protoss who's taking his 6th base now. It's kind of standard. Terran prefers to be a bit more contained and controlled. Can't produce as fast as the Protoss. Bio coming down here. Disruptor goes north. Ooh, the Disruptor's not really landing, but BYUN did have to spend a lot of time dodging. Disruptors coming forward. There are more of those Disruptors. The Bio try to chase. Oh, he eats some big Disruptors there. One shot. One of the Disruptors does go down, as does a Colossus. Another Disruptor does fall. Vikings getting a good volley off. Another good volley. Those Colossus taking a lot. BYUN is chasing right now, but chasing into Disruptors is really dangerous, and he eats another massive shot. Units lost have 1,500 in favor of BYUN, but CLEM is taking an 8th base. And Clem, he's got the reproduction capabilities right now. These Protoss are breeding like rabbits, and he's ready to go, go, go. Rabid Protoss breeding like rabbits. Disruptor shots not landing. Colossus going down. Oh, Clem, I think, is a bit too sloppy. He does land some good shots. Some Zealots and Stalkers start to shave down the numbers. And you can see BYUN holds his own, but he has to run away now. BYUN can't keep chasing. BYUN needs to go back. He needs to heal. He's got 3 medevacs only. He's building 4 more. He does not have Caduceus Reactor. His fusion core is just now building. He's got to survive. He gets rid of the Observer, but he's got to heal, and he needs to just mass produce Marauders, Ghosts, Marines. He's got to give himself a minute to reproduce. Even though his supplies are ahead, he's got to be wary of the mass gateway and all that sort of stuff. And I think this is really good for BYUN to just chill and then slowly take this 5th and break the rocks. But he's got to not make mistakes. Clem is not showing that he's going to go Storm or Tempest or Carriers or anything super fancy. He is going to go Blink Dark Templar, though. And if he uses those very calmly, he could force big mistakes out of BYUN. BYUN's become very good at late game turtling in this matchup in the last few years. BYUN used to, you know, you'd go past 3 bases and it felt like BYUN was on a timer in the old days. Go back even 4 years. BYUN's late game was rather garbage. But his late game's gotten really good. Ever since about 2021, I think was the year where pretty much every pro gamer was... Basically, there was a challenge. It was like, you have to get good at late game or you will not be able to survive as a top pro player. That was kind of the year where there was a lot of late games on Glittering Ashes. Stripper Booty, as some people called that map. DT's blink across and walk through the army. Oh no, Clem! Dude, if those get spotted, he is screwed. Luckily, for him, BYUN does not spot it. And oh, BYUN gets stuck on a corner. BYUN losing a lot of Marauders. DT's catch the rally. BYUN needs to get out of here. BYUN's messed up, guys. He's messed up. He loses a medevac. The Zealots chasing him. The Dark Templar there. Everything crumbling so very fast. Oh, BYUN was so clean for so long. Luckily, he manages to gather his forces. He needs a moment to gather his breath. Pull back to the 4 base. Do not give an angle, because right now, Clem is finding openings. Slight upgrade advantage to the Terran, BYUN, as Clem's +3 armor is not quite done just yet, but it is on the way. Gonna make some more orbitals. Accidentally kills one of his own units there, does BYUN. I don't think that was intentional. I think that's the panic setting in. DTs run in, kill 6 SCVs, and they do blink away. I mean, Clem's going to 9 bases. If Clem can keep transferring workers onto the newer bases and really just keep trading, he doesn't need to be efficient if he's mining this many more bases than Terran. Vikings start to chase. They do get some decent damage, but 1 or 2 of the Vikings go down to the Stalkers as well. Stalkers, oh, Zealot DT on the right. That's going to be hard to stop. Sensor Tower sees it, though. I think if he gets in the mineral line and pulls the SCVs to block, he might be okay. Command Center gets cancelled. Good EMP. The Zealots have to run away from that one. Command Center takes big damage. Disruptors at the choke point! Gets a couple units, not as many as I thought he would. 1 Disruptor goes down. That Disruptor only barely clips that unit. Clem, F2s! He's going for it in the middle, but BYUN really quick to react. A little slow to scan, though. A bit slow to scan. Lib's trying to siege up here as the Vikings are engaging the Colossus, and good pullbacks on both sides. BYUN cleanses the Protoss with the righteous fury of the bloody friggin' railguns. That's right. Gauss rifles, concussive grenades, Viking missiles, medevac healing, and of course the brutal EMPs that takes the Protoss shields and says, get flushed down the toilet. Those EMPs were really nicely just spread throughout these fights. He's always got 1 or 2 EMPs in reserve, it feels like. He's not pulling the trigger on them now. He needs to regather. Get a few more of those EMPs available. Ghost in the open. Does launch an EMP. 125 hit points. Survives the first Stalker volley. Libs are sieging up. We've got 8 Libs, 8 medevacs. Only 1 Viking. It does feel like these Liberators are going to be really useful because it's a pivot into some Disruptors for Clem. And Liberators are much better than Disruptors in a head-to-head, usually. Obviously, depends on the positioning. Building armor and high-sec auto-tracking coming in. Clem, a young French lad with a very high-sec drive. We'll give him +1 range on auto turrets, planetaries, and missile turrets, as well as extra building armor. Oh, Marauders coming in. Oh, he does take some big Disruptors. BYUN shoves through, eats Zealots and Disruptors. BYUN has about as much chill as the Moab Desert right now, man. That is to be said, absolutely none. It's hot over there. I guess maybe it's cold at night. Deserts can be cold at night. But BYUN, I think he's almost a bit over-eager. He loses a command center behind this. I don't think BYUN needs to be pushing with just 4 Marauders and a bunch of libs. Is BYUN throwing this game away? He might be. He got super over-eager, guys. Super over-eager, but the libs with +2, they don't have upgrades. There's no +2. There's no +2 on the libs either. Ouch. Dark Templar dancing around that base. Doesn't want to fight into the lib zone. Turret will be rebuilt. Sensor tower's going down as well. I can't believe it. BYUN he went way too far into the disruptors. BYUN was like all patience for so long, and then it's like he just couldn't hold it in anymore, and that crazy CLEM/BYUN style aggression overtook BYUN, ran in, ate the disruptor shots, and now CLEM, remember, he's got so much money coming in this game. Yes, he's traded worse. He's down 5,000 in the trading. He doesn't care about that. Colossus Zealot Stalker continuing to use their positioning very nicely. He wants the Viking pickoffs with the Stalkers. Oof. Chasing into lib zones, though, very dangerous. This base up here hasn't really been mined much. Clem's bases that he's taking are getting more and more exposed. That being said, none of his bases are like oversaturated here, even though he is on 86 workers. So he's still got great income. Trying to kite backwards. The Zealots go again whenever the Bio runs out of lib range. Now the libs are still fighting, though. They are killing those Zealots pretty darn quickly. Some disruptor shots did partially land. DT on the right side, going to be a nuisance. Runs in. Marauders should be able to deal with it, but of course it can run away. It's hard to chase those down. He goes straight back to work, starts tearing down the depots. Clem out multitasking BYUN right now, and BYUN, this is an orbital. He does have lib range, but he's down a bit in supply. He needs a minute to max out, and he needs Vikings. You can get up like 6 or 8 Vikings, that'd be great. He's about to hit 8. The Vikings come forwards, covered by the libs. Pull back, BYUN, do not fight here. BYUN with a good poke forwards. I don't think he can handle a pitched battle. He gets rid of 1 Colossus, but he's got a lot more Vikings about to come out. I think he's maybe overextending forwards. Those 4 Vikings go down for just 1 Colossus. I think once again, that's a good trade for Clem. Why? Because Clem is making it so hard for BYUN to hang on to his 5th. Meanwhile, he's got these extra bases. Now, to be fair, he hasn't used the corners yet. He needs to mine those out as well, does Clem. But he's got a forward position. He's got BYUN on the ropes. There are 6 disruptors coming out. And he's got the freedom. I mean, if the libs were zoning this actual ramp, Clem wouldn't be able to do this. But instead, Clem's got him on the back foot. Clem is picking and choosing where the fights happen. EMPs do come down. The Bio take out a bunch of the disruptors. Really nice play for BYUN. The Vikings will get a Colossus as well. Great chase here for BYUN. He's just got to not keep chasing because of the disruptors. Same thing that happened last time, but he dodges that one. That was better. He's going to chase a bit further. He wants to win the game. It might be a bit half-assed. He doesn't have libs with him. The battery's helping out against those Vikings. Is the Zealot Stalker going to be able to punish this? The Bio trying to now start a step back. The Vikings take out all the Colossus. They will go down to the Stalkers, though. Every Viking does fall. Units lost tab, though. 9,000 in favor of BYUN. BYUN still hasn't brought his libs forward. He doesn't need to chase here. His Bio is damaged. He's going to do it anyway because he's BYUN. He does not know how to contain his over-eagerness. But if he brings the libs forward and lets this Bio heal, I don't think Clem can hold a candle to that. Clem is out of bank. Clem is down on supply. But the libs still at home. He's using them, of course, to defend against DT run-bys. He's got to give his units just a second to heal up. Factory over here for BYUN blocking the mining. He's going to build a Widow Mine out of it. I love that. 11 Zealots warping at a time. More Colossus. Clem is indeed going to stick to the same style. I think this whole series, guys. Just not wanting to add Storm or anything in the late game. He's saying, look, if I can win with this style. I have 15 gateways. I have good upgrades, and I know with just the reinforce and the momentum and my micro, I can make it happen. Is that the truth, though? Is that the reality that Clem is going to be able to manifest? The Widow Mine is down here. It's going to burrow. I freaking love this. This makes me so happy. Oh, Bio in the middle. Once again, fighting without libs, but good stutter steps with the Bio. The Colossus survives on 19 hit points. Bio's going to move down here to deal with the Dark Templar. I love this little mini game on the bottom right side of the map. I don't know if BYUN knows about the top left. Yes, he does, though I don't think it's really able to mine that much. Only a few probes there. Income tab has dropped for Clem. Clem needs to transfer to these new bases, and he needs to deal with this Liberator on the left side, because his mining right now, kind of dicey. Of course, BYUN's mining is very dicey as well. He needs this 5th base. BYUN runs forward, takes down 2 disruptors, dodges the next disruptor shot. The Marauders and the EMPs are doing pretty well, but there's still 3 Colossus up, and that's hurting him. 1 Colossus gets tapped by the Marauders. It goes down. The Lib's not really trying to re-siege in the middle of the battle. He's got a warp-in point right there because this is almost at Clem's base. Clem's base and BYUN's base are right next to each other. I think this is a great fight for Clem if he had more mining, but he doesn't have more mining. He needs to warp in a Stalker and deal with this. He needs to deal with that. He needs to transfer workers. He's rebuilding workers right now, but look, that base is getting denied. Clem's mining is not that crazy. They're both poor as all heck, man. Liberator finds this base as well. BYUN's Lib's starting to do the work. It looks like some Stalkers did go up to the top left. They cleaned up the other Liberator. Down here, this Liberator is in the open as well. I'd love to see BYUN adjust that Liberator, but look at that. He's going to get like 3-4 more probes before it goes down, which might just make it worthwhile, especially if he can make a planetary next to Clem's base. What in the heck? I don't think that was a good call. BYUN gets lured out of position. I don't like this planetary, guys. I don't know about you. That seems like a lot of money to put into something that could easily be isolated. The central base, so vital for BYUN to hang on to. Liberator comes back in on the left side. He's once again going to do so much economic damage. And he shift clicks immediately back into the zone. The Stalkers will take care of it, though. Oh, man, the lack of +2, the lack of air upgrades on these ships are a problem. +1's finally done, but BYUN never made +2. The planetary is going to start clearing this base ever so slowly. It does have 7 range. It's going to kill probes that are rallying out as well. I don't know why this is so fantastic, but it is. That probe just got yeeted off the edge of the map. Of course, like I said, it's so easy to isolate. Clem just goes down there and A-moves it. That was a hugely wasted investment for BYUN, a bit too fancy. Then again, it did take the pressure off him for a moment. Clem's mining has been suffering really badly in the last minute. So has BYUN's. Whenever he doesn't have mules down, he's kind of very weak. He's got a few minerals there, a few minerals there. BYUN's army right now needs to make magic happen. I think he absolutely can do it. Let's see. Oh, BYUN needs a big disruptor to start the fight. The Stalker's trying to defend the Colossus from the Vikings, though. He's got another disruptor coming in from behind. BYUN chasing into it. Oh, he does eat it with a few Marines and a Marauder going down. BYUN may be chasing too far. Chasing into disruptors is always the most dangerous thing that you can do. DT is going around this right side. They're going to go on that base, potentially. There is a Lib in a turret, so unless he blinks on the turret and focuses it, could be a real problem for him. And the Bio comes in. Oh, Clem not watching. Clem not watching. He loses most of those Dark Templar. One of them did escape. This Nexus goes down. The probes do run away. That DT goes down as well to that follow-up scan. Finally, though, Clem has re-established the left side. He's back on 83 workers, which is definitely too many for this point. You can tell the chaos of the game is getting to Clem. Stalker Zealot tries to run in here. He wants to focus down the Lib, and he does manage to, but there's Bio not far behind it. At least he'll take out a few of these Marauders as he disengages, waiting for that blink to come off. Cooldown. Almost gets a Ghost, but you got to remember, guys, focusing Ghosts with Stalkers, they've got 125 hit points anymore, and they're not armored units. Stalkers really suck against Ghosts now. Commented is going to go to that right side, try and float out here. Clem's, BYUN, sorry, is going to try and sneak some mules on that base. What a action-packed series, guys. We've got 2 brawlers here, both natural Terran players, but Clem, of course, is off racing Protoss, as he's been doing for about a year now. BYUN going toe-to-toe with him. You might be wondering, why am I kind of talking about things from BYUN's point of view? Well, Clem is doing really well, and he's rotating as well. He's got a big disruptor army. Oh, he's caught in the open. BYUN takes out a few units. I think this is a good start for BYUN, but he couldn't quite chase into it because there were so many disruptors. Massive flank from the north. Easy pullbacks on the right side. There are more disruptors there. BYUN does eat a few of them. One more disruptor comes in. Holy disruptor shot, Batman! But BYUN says, I'm willing to take that on the chin, because he immediately chases down and kills all of the disruptors. DT's coming in on the rally, though. Those DTs, massive damage units, could cause big problems. BYUN accidentally picking up Marauders and Ghosts into his medevac. He's trying to unload them in the middle of the fight. The scan goes down here. Back at home, his production is going down. The DT's going to kill all of his production. Dude, if Clem can kill the production with the DTs and then just barely defend this, he can lose a base or two. He might be okay. Also, how many scans are there really? There are 5 orbitals. He should have enough scans to deal with the DTs. Libs coming back. Yeah, he needs the Libs to deal with this. But look at that. The Bio's not being watched for a moment. BYUN's like, oh god, get back to the Lib zone. He's got to get to the Lib zone, man. Tries to pull back to the Lib zone. At least that'll allow him to protect some of this production, even though some of the buildings are burning down. That could really help out. Meanwhile, Probe's going to try and take this base. There's an orbital up there as well. I imagine this orbital got sniped by Clem. I'm not quite sure what happened to that one. The DTs morph into Archons. One of them goes down. One of them recalls to safety. Where's the Archon? Okay, it's morphing. It's over there. Pylon does come down, a spike pylon to block BYUN from dropping mules on that base for a moment longer. Stalkers in the middle of the map. Clem still ruining BYUN's economy, and those DTs are an annoyance, but not cheap either. 250 resources for each Dark Templar. This DT now harassing that base. BYUN, he needs this base. He's going to drop mules. If he can get that base up, it'll be absolutely massive for him. Drops the mules, but he's got to be careful that he has scans, as DTs are going to keep on wandering around this map. This command center is also taking a lot of damage on that side. SCVs start to fall. Clem comes in, gets a medevac. +3 Stalkers do a lot of damage, don't they? Oh my gosh, they do a lot of damage. All right, DT running away. Stalker Zealot Colossus goes that side. These Stalkers coming up, doing good damage to these SCVs. Wild series so far. Oh, Marauder's going to come in. No Guardian Shield to fall back on. The probes are here. Clem's probes are here. Dude, you can't just leave your probes. Oh no, the long distance mining boy is getting taken out. Clem taking big damage, but he snipes an orbital there. This one did survive on the right side from the Dark Templar. It's chaos on all sides. Bio moving back right now. Clem is at less mining than BYUN. BYUN is up in army supply. And there's no balls. I mean, Clem right now is ballless. I don't know if they take the sausage or the beans when you become a eunuch, but I think Clem is kind of a eunuch Protoss right now. No balls. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus trying to fight. Stalkers take out a lib. Good start to the fight here for Clem. Very good start to the fight. Dude, he minced that army. But the Colossus, oh, the flanker Marauders come down, the earpiece as well. And it looks like the Marauders should be able to finally get rid of the Colossus. 2 more balls are about to pop out for Clem, but 2 balls with nothing else to back him up ain't gonna get much done. BYUN weathers the proverbial storm, since there was no actual Science Storm made in that game, and takes the 2-1 lead. Alright guys, BYUN down here up 2-1. Going on to Andromeda, and Clem in the top right side. It's going to be interesting. This map, as you can see, it's wider than it is long, which is why we call it the chode of maps. Because I am still 9-year-old boy at heart, and, you know, we've just discovered there's that one friend who told us what a chode was, and we're like, it's a what now? And he's like, yeah, it's long. It's thicker than it is long. You're like, what? Anyways, I'll stop. BYUN's down here as well. He's just chilling. Not going for a second gas, it looks like. Looks like he's going to go 1 Rax expand. And he's doing really well, just chilling to late game. I do wonder if Clem's going to, like, try something different. Like, I don't know, Storm? If it goes late enough, or mix in some sort of timing attack. Maybe do a Stargate opening. I honestly don't know if Clem... Have you guys ever seen Clem play Phoenix or Oracle opening? I don't think he knows how to play Oracle. Excuse me. Europeans tend to hate Oracles. What I love about Oracle openings is Europeans insist that they're garbage. And as a result, they're always unprepared when Hero randomly slides an Oracle into the Terran mineral line. Oracle might not be the most reliable opening. But, oof. When it pays off big. Yeah, Clem does not strike me as a guy who's ever going to go Stargate. I think he realizes doesn't get as much practice with Protoss. Better to kind of simplify his knowledge around Twilight Council openings usually. What's a decent domestic Aussie beer? I mean, these days you just want to get all the craft beers. If you're actually try to go to a good pub that actually has a lot of local beers on tap, is always where the best stuff is. Probably the biggest mass-produced beer in Australia right now that went from craft beer to like super mass-produced, you can get it everywhere, is Bolter. The Bolter XPA is very good. I'd recommend that, guys, in the chat asking about that. Even though it has been bought up and it's probably a little bit more standardized, the quality's maybe not quite as good as it was when it first came out. It's still pretty damn solid. It's still a very good XPA. It's always the way it is. Whenever a beer comes out and gains popularity, it gets bought out by the mega breweries pretty damn quickly. But the best stuff is always the local breweries that are independent and just have lots of little local batches they do that are often never repeated. Depth shading forwards. Is Tui's still around? Yeah, I used to live next to the Tui's brewery. They have really good internet there. Good internet and cheap beer. Depth's trying to come in. They got a Marine. Tui's is it's kind of like your I don't know. It's your slightly better Budweiser, I guess. It's not great. It's okay. It's not the worst thing. It's mostly the old blokes who still drink the Tui's and the VBs and stuff. Most young people these days, and even a lot of the older people, have moved on to the more modern flavor profiles, because it used to be very limited in terms of like hops varieties and all that sort of stuff, and now you not only have a huge variety of different hops from America and all over the place, but you know, everywhere are dry hops now, which just adds so much more flavor. They used to never dry hop beers. There's just so many more fantastic choices and flavors on offer, man. Young people drink 6-7. Mate, get out of here. 6-7. Jeez. I watched a friggin' video about 6-7 from like a linguistics guy the other day. I had never heard it. Apparently that's what the kids are all, they're all saying 6-7. 6-7 everything. If you don't know, count yourself lucky. That's painful. Because trust me, the kids who are saying it don't know what it means either. It's adepts are shading forwards, Defo will raise. This is a 3 barracks, but with a very quick factory for BYUN. Bit of a meta build, guys. Sorry, guys, we'll stop talking about beer. Stalker's coming forward with a Warp Prism. Blink's almost ready. It's 4-gate Blink against a defensive 3 racks. Okay, so it's hard to blink in and do damage, but without a second bunker or a tank, BYUN may be hard countered by Clem's build. Because he doesn't have any medevacs yet. He needs to start a starport, start a reactor, and get healing ASAP. And right now, he's also about 30-second window where he's really weak because he doesn't have stim or shields. He's got to pull SCVs and repair. Quick pull. BYUN. Nice mass repair. Pulls the mules back to mining as well. Oh, well played, mate. Really well done. Only loses a few Marines. Keeps the bunker alive. Puts another Marine inside. He could put a Marauder in there because a Marauder gets 7 range in the bunker, which just makes it even harder for those Stalkers to kind of chip away at it. Got the starport in the reactor building. Let's see. Oh! SCVs, 2 of them do go down. Good play by Clem. He's got a 3rd on the way. Did I just hear a stim, guys? I think, did he stim the... No, don't know. Maybe he stimmed that single Marine. Oh, watch out for the bunker. Stim comes forward for the punish, though. Good hot pickups with the Prism. Clem needs to get out. He needs to get out. Oh, he's trying to shuffle. Oh, how many... Dude, he's only lost 2 Stalkers. That's really impressive, dude. And the bio stimmed. No healing out for another 20 seconds. This is really well played by Clem. He does lose another Stalker. It's so fragile. The micro he's doing, it's so easy to overcommit and lose all your Stalkers. But the bio doesn't want to stim and then waste it, right? Because Clem wants to bait a stim and run away. Bait a stim, run away. Scan does take out an Observer. A couple Marines getting picked off. Stalkers do outrange Marines, but not Marauders. First 2 medevacs are arriving. Units lost time still in favor of BYUN, so I think he's doing fine so far. Blinks after this. Not enough Marines to threaten the Prism. He's got to pull back. BYUN does, but look, now he's stimmed, now he's damaged, and now Clem's immediately chasing him back. Clem is so good at dancing on the edge. He says, am I attacking or am I running away? Am I attacking or am I running away? Another Stalker does die, though, and they are very expensive. Charges on the way, going up in gateway count as well. He's going to steadily go to 8 gates. He's already got a 3rd saturated. I wonder if Clem takes a 4th and plays pure gateway man. That could actually be really good against BYUN. BYUN does have a 3rd base up. He's not far behind in workers, which is perfectly fine for this matchup. And his bio has healed up for the most part. I love the way he splits his bio as well. Nicely done. Oh, the bio getting jumped on the medevacs. 2 medevacs getting taken out. The bio coming in from the left is really helping out, but dude, a lot of Marines and Marauders go down. Prism picks up 4 Zealots and just goes to drop straight in the main. That is so filthy. The way he just picked up over the Marauders and just flew in. He's like, lol, look at me warping Zealots in. As long as the SCVs don't all die and he defends the front at the same time, this may be okay for BYUN. Few Zealots get left behind. The Stalkers are back. The Marine Marauder's going to go after it. The Stalkers are heavily damaged, but hard to focus these down. 1 Stalker will go down. Not too bad there for BYUN. Clem just being a massive nuisance. He started a 4th base. He's going for Immortals. He's trying to out-multitask BYUN right now, and BYUN's doing a good job of surviving, but it really does feel like you're just hanging in there when Clem's in your face this bad. You gotta keep in mind, Clem doesn't have a lot behind this. He has no splash damage. He's only up 1 worker, which means the Terran economy should be very competitive, even though he's oversaturated in his natural quite significantly right now. Zealots run in, but once again saves them. He's so good at saving these, and their shields can regenerate inside that Prism, man. Marauders, oh, medevac goes down again. Oh my gosh, this is a really good move for Clem. Getting a medevac and a few Marauders there, absolutely deadly. Zealots in the main base, SCVs fighting Zealots. It's a little bit like fighting your dad when you're 3 years old, guys. He might let you think you're winning, trust me, you're not. He could yeet you over the backyard fence if he felt like it. Marauders and Marines are trying to fight. The Zealot drop continuing. 12 SCVs went down behind this. And now he even rallies an Immortal. Oh, Clem, keep it in your pants, mate. That is unconscionable aggression. That is so rude. Look at that. He gets a fresh mule. The Zealot drops and gets a fresh mule. It's such a good trade. How are you supposed to defend the Twister? Look at this. Zealot's warping in the main. He's got an army blinking in the third, trying to focus down all the SCVs. Dude. Oh, Clem is ridiculous. I am telling you, this is war crimes, man. This is war crimes against his own faction. Like, just what? Oh my gosh. Guys, we got to answer the question. I'm sure someone's posting in the YouTube comments. Someone just said in chat, for God's sake, BYUN, build a Viking. You know what? How long was this going, guys? Let's go back, because this game ended at, what was that? 9:15. And this Prism was screwing him around for like... Basically, I think from the point this Prism picks up, it's like, okay, we really should build a Viking now. Yeah, he probably should have built a Viking there. Like, he should queue one up right now. and then try to not have the 2 minutes of this Prism just being so brutal, man. Oh, man. You know what's one of the crazy things that I only found out recently in StarCraft 2? I always knew warp gates were pretty good. I didn't realize that warp gates bring the Zealot cooldown down to 20 seconds, guys. So if you have 8 gateways, you can make 24 Zealots a minute. I kind of realized just how much production each warp gate actually represents. And that's like a fascinating piece of Protoss power that I'd never really put together. Because it's not just the fact you can warp in anywhere on the map, it's how fast you can warp in units as well. It's actually really, really quick. Yeah, it's so crazy because I'd always thought it was a little quicker than regular gateway production, but I hadn't quite put it together to that level, and I was like, oh man. And it's rare you see people just overwhelmed with Zealots, but I think this was a perfect example of Clem just utilizing the constant warp-ins, the multitasking, and the ability to skirmish on the front constantly, as well as every medevac he'd focused. He was up to 3 medevac snipes at this point. It's just so hard for BYUN to cover every area. GG, well played. Clem takes us to game 5. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Terran players, put away your tears. I can see your little snowflake tears going across the screen complaining about how imba Protoss is. Just kidding, guys. We are going on to Winter Madness. And Clem's in the top left, BYUN's in the bottom right. Very snowy map. Looks like the coloring on this map is maybe a bit more kind of blue, which makes sense. It's all icy and whatnot. I've got a few shrubs, a few winter-resistant shrubs, as well as some nice crystals. Oh, is this a proxy? This is a 2-player map, right? I don't think there's many 3. I think there's a Mothership is maybe the only 3-player map in this TLMC. Oh, it's a Macarax, guys. It's the old double barracks, but outside the base for BYUN. But why? I gotta ask the question, guys, but why? What's this for? This probe will not see it. He's gonna go down this way. Is it just double Reaper? Okay, I think what's happening, he wants Clem to cancel his expansion, stay 1 base, thinking it's a double proxy Marauder, because it's only 1 gas. But then you rock up with 3 Marines, 3 Reapers, run in, do some damage, and actually, you don't have to float your barracks that far home to play a normal macro build in the follow-up. This is my theory. I could be entirely wrong. Okay, so he's only cut 1 worker so far. It is indeed Reaper to start. All right, let's see. Do we know why Clem's playing off-raise? Clem's played only PvT. He hasn't played a TvT in about a year, guys. So when he plays against Terrans, he always plays Protoss. Started doing it in the last patch. He'd been toying around with the idea of doing it for a while, I think, and that patch he felt like was very good for Protoss, and I think it just gave him the push to go, you know what? It's going to be hard to make this transition, but this will be a bit easier in this scenario. Guys, if Clem builds a Nexus, it's actually the best move for him. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. No, he's not! He's going second gate. I think he's going to go Nexus soon. The quicker he goes for the Nexus, the better it is for him. But he's gone second gate, second gas, Cybercore, warp gate, Stalker. Now he sees the Reaper, and now he realizes, you tricked me. And he does drop the Nexus. Now, BYUN builds a command center on the high ground. He's going to go with 3 Reapers, then he's going to lift his barracks back. Does this actually put BYUN ahead is my question. I think it definitely messes the build orders up. So it kind of like throws Clem's build off a little bit. You know, it's going to make it hard for him to get a Twilight Council on time. Oh, and he thinks it's just single barracks. So he thinks there's a command center that he hid outside or something like that. And that means the Reapers get a free kill on the Stalker. Very nice play there. Really well played by BYUN. As long as you don't run this guy back into his death, it should be fine. And that's a Stalker kill. Just got to be careful. You don't want to run into the Adept and lose these Reapers right after. But with only one Adept out, luckily Clem can replace the Stalker very quickly since he was scared into not expanding. Bunker goes up for BYUN. I guess because those barracks had to float back. Interesting. Maybe a little paranoid. And obviously better safe than sorry, but I do think he could be a bit more cocky than this with 3 Reapers on the front. When did Macaraxes become a thing? Well, Maka would hide it outside his base. This wasn't a proxy barracks. This was like a random hidden barracks off to the side. I mean, normally a Maka barracks would be a little bit closer, like there or here. This was absolutely a Macarax. It's where you just build it in a random spot so they think you're proxying, but you're not really. This is like, it was a little bit closer to the protospace, but this was absolutely like Macarax in terms of the theory. What are we talking about, guys? Maka Prime retired in like a year or 2 into StarCraft 2, guys. It was just a very meme-worthy thing where he would very regularly just hide his barracks in these kind of weird spots. He hasn't been around for well over a decade, but it's fun to keep alive old memes. Got 2 barracks, stim, got 1 medevac, and tech lab on the factory. BYUN was a bit too paranoid, I think, about a potential counterattack. People call it all proxy barracks now. Oh, you're hating on other people, not me? Okay, I was like, what's wrong with you, man? That's crazy. Like, that one absolutely is a Maka barracks. It's like, you know, you're trying to hide it. You want them to overreact. And it's fun to have fun little silly terms that hark back to some guy who was a pro gamer in the days when, you know, he was one of the front runners, one of the creative guys, one of the first trailblazers to figure out certain things in the game. At a time where admittedly everyone sucked at the game. So it's kind of funny because, like, you want to give respect to those early trailblazers because they figured things out. You also want to go, they kind of would get smashed by a lot of Diamond players these days, I think. Maybe I'm maybe not Diamond, I don't know. Maybe high Diamond. Definitely in a macro game, I think Diamond 1 players these days would wreck a lot of the OG pro gamers in the first 6 months of the game. Lots of gateways coming in on 2 base. Templar Archives as well. Widow Mine drop just waiting. So I love the way BYUN is waiting for Clem to be distracted. Oh no, he's going to lose his Reapers. Stalker on the high ground waiting for him as well. It's a very late 3rd base. Almost 6 minutes when this 3rd base is about to go down, guys. But I got to say, I mean, if he gets Storm up, maybe it's all right. Storm has started. Observer's there. 3 Barracks Factory Starport hanging out. Observer's rotating. 4th gas is up. BYUN's going to be going into double medevac production soon. Now, the problem, I actually legitimately think BYUN and Clem are probably the worst Terrans at playing against Mass Storm. And the reason is, I think they clump their bio too much, and they get too attached because to balling up their bio, baiting the storms, and then trying to like win the fight that way. And with a 6-second storm, you can't punish baiting a storm and then going straight back through it. Like, that just doesn't work. Multi-drops, or if you can spread your army out in big arcs and like stutter step it back in different directions, is actually way more effective. And whilst that's harder to do, I think it's super worth it. Did he just kill an observer? I guess he must have. I think it's super worth doing that, because even if you get clipped by the storm when you're microing back in multiple areas, like, it doesn't do damage nearly as quickly. I just think it's really nice. So I'd love to see BYUN in this game pre-spread his units out when it comes to big battles, unless the zealot count is overwhelmingly large, and you really need to be sure you don't get bullied out of position. So once BYUN takes this 3rd, he can't pull his army back behind the 3rd like you used to do, because then you're just going to get zoned out by Storm. You need to fight in front of your bases, and you really need to fight for control of territory, much like when you're fighting against lurkers or disruptors. And that's something which I think a lot of Terrans, BYUN and Clem specifically, who I've seen a lot of PvT games from, I don't feel they've fully adjusted to the new Storm. We'll see how this goes, as Clem does not have anything to defend the Marine drop on the left, the Widow Mine drop on the right. Bit of a crazy twister that BYUN is setting up. He says, time for revenge. You might have twisted me last game. Now it's my turn, Clem. Double Widow Mine drop there. Marine drop in the main. He will need to target that shield battery potentially if he wants to get through that. And a stim on the front at the same time. Bio stims in there. Very nicely done. It's a lot of probes that are about to go down while he's distracted. There is a prism. Whoa, he doesn't have any High Templar inside though. Good choice to run away with that bio. Shield battery's out of juice. The Marines in the main with stim and shields are wrecking. They're doing great damage. 20 probes have gone down here. Yes, a storm lands on the front, but the bio doing so well. And guys, I think BYUN, with his Twister, has just found exceptional damage. Now, it's not game over. There's 5 High Templar gathering a massive energy. Widowmine drop medevac does survive. Third base is only now finishing morphing as well. So, third command center is far enough behind for BYUN that I don't think this puts him miles ahead. It's definitely really good, though. Great start for him. And if he can get one big push together, coming from multiple sides, he could, you know, get that big fight in the next maybe 2 minutes from now, before Clem can really recover from the economic damage, or before that recovery has had time to pay off, I should say. Clem right now just trying to rebuild probes for his natural, bit undersaturated, his main, little undersaturated though the minerals are mining out there, so not too harsh. And I want to see BYUN spread those Widow Mines out front. He's got to fight for control in front of this base, but oh, he doesn't know. There's an observer watching him. This is Clem's vision. Clem sees. BYUN does not see him. Oh, man. Okay, he sees the observer, gets it, but he has no idea about the Zealot Storm Army. Oh, he's going to get zoned from his own natural, maybe. He's got 2 tanks, though, and the Ghost could be really effective, but all of the Ghosts get feedbacked. Youchies! 3 Ghosts getting hammered. They all die at the start of the fight as well. The Bio eats some big storms on that right side. If you could kill all the High Templar, it might be okay. Oh, but Clem lost high ground vision. Clem lost high ground vision, which was really bad. Bio drop gets shot down on the left side as well. Okay, Clem just cleaned up. Was that a double drop or I think it was a single drop on the left side? He lost a bunch of important units. He's going to go storm the minerals, which nowhere near as high impact as it used to be, but it does, if you don't move, work. Oh, he moved kind of slow. He's got 4 SCVs. Not bad, not bad. 4th base goes up in the middle here of Winter Madness for Clem. BYUN building a few Vikings very wisely. Second Robo and Robobay on the way. And Clem is still trailing by almost 1,000 resources in the units lost, but he's put BYUN on the defensive, and this is where Clem does his best work, right? When BYUN's stuck in his corner, keep in mind, even if Clem goes to his normal Stalker Colossus Zealot style, he's got Storm finished. At any point, he can bring in reserve High Templar. So his mid to late game is going to be much more dynamic than it was in the previous maps. And we'll have to see if BYUN can deal with that. Or maybe BYUN can hit a counter timing before the Colossus even enter the field when it's just this. This is not a very intimidating force. BYUN looks a little paranoid right now. The Twister, as I like to call it, guys, is whenever someone sets up and hits the opponent's base in at least 3 places at once. Sometimes it starts with only 2, but then it bounces into 3 or 4. It's essentially where you just try and overwhelm your opponent's multitasking. It's really hard to deal with. That's what Clem was doing with the Prism dancing back and forwards in that previous game while the Stalkers kept attacking the front. Oh, EMP. Oh, good EMP on the Zealots. Doesn't hit the High Templar, though. Or if it did, it was a High Templar, I think, that already had a 200 energy almost. So it's still got a Storm remaining. +1 armor, +3 attacks on the way for Protoss. Meanwhile, 4th Command Center. 3 more barracks on the way for Terran. Could go for those double upgrades in the near future, surely, if he has a second eBay, which I guess he does. 2-2 and ship weapons starting up. I'm a big believer that with Modern Storm, you should always go second starport. You should rush the gases on your third, and you should always go second starport before 8 barracks and fusion core and try to get up to the range libs. Some players argue, nah, range libs are good, but just still go for this build order. But just make sure after your 4th command center, then you go second starport. You know, don't go 8 command centers before going to the next step, is the mistake some players make. The Ghost sits there in Storm, eats the whole thing, doesn't care about it. Zealot's going to trade for a few SCVs. It's okay. It's a pretty good trade, I think, for Clem. I mean, especially if the Prism survives, which it does. He recalls that bad boy home. There it is, for the natural. That was 12 SCVs for a few Zealots, and of course, that economy taking a hit takes a while to rebuild. BYUN floating his 4th command center to the right side. Scan, looking for observers on the map. There's no observers out right now. 2 Colossus building, though. Oh, man. So 4 Colossus momentarily against how many? 5 Vikings. 6th and 7th are building. This is a very competitive game right now. Felt like after BYUN's early twister, he'd be further ahead, but the Storm energy with that counterattack did a pretty good trade, I think, for CLEM. Put BYUN on the back foot. And look at this map vision, just rings of pylons. What is that? It's a High Templar. High Templar hiding in the grass over here. Viking tank bio moving forward. Where's the EMPs? Storm does go down. 4 more gateways are building. That's 12 gateways there. Prism tries to come with a Zealot drop. The double turret, though, zones it out. CLEM wisely pulls away. I feel like this is just going to turn into what we saw in the previous games. Mass Gateway Colossus, but he's got Storm behind it. And BYUN was barely hanging on before. I think he's going to need ranged libs to deal with this. Gosar there, lands a few decent EMPs. There's still a lot of Storm energy in the back, though. You got to be careful with your ghosts because they get fried by the Colossus. How many ghosts has he lost? He's lost 5 ghosts this game. Remember, 3 of them died in that timing attack earlier. If it wasn't for that, he'd have a lot more ghost energy right now. I love that he's building 4 more ghosts, 5 more ghosts. He realizes he needs a lot of ghosts. And ghosts, once the Colossus are dead, ghosts are an amazing frontline. 125 hit points, super tanky. Observer sees him. BYUN trying to gather up. He's got a planetary, he's got a tank. I don't think CLEM can push into that. Storms potentially will be really good in this area. Storm's there, though, and he goes into his own Storm. Mad lad CLEM. Vikings have to pull back, though. Can't be chasing through Storm. 110 damage over 6 seconds. Can't disrespect the Storm. Observer does get taken down. Chat says this guy's not a peeping Tom, it's a peeping Templar. Peeping Tempo. Yep. Bio comes forward. That EMP clips the Stalkers. Colossus are heavily damaged, but it's hard to chase this army down. I think there's still a full energy High Templar somewhere in the back. Yeah, there's one there. 2 Storms on him. Extra base goes down here, so we got a 5th and a 6th base up now for CLEM. Dark Shrine being added in. He's also adding a Disruptor. So he's going to have 1 Disruptor, an Immortal, 3 Colossus, and 8 High Templar with Storm, some of which are scattered around the map in these annoying areas, ready to just storm if you stumble into that spot, that area of the map. Mass Command Center going down for BYUN as he goes for Caduceus Reactor. That's the Medevac energy. +2 ship weapons. Mass Command Center. Orbitals everywhere. And I think sitting on 4 base and just chilling and then going into Liberators is probably the best move for BYUN. There we go. 4 Liberators with the last 12 supply that he has available. And as long as he queues up that Lib range as well, he's got the money for it. I'd love to see him queue it up now because I just see so many of these top Terrans forget entirely about Lib range for several minutes on end. And the extra +2 siege up range does really help. Would one battlecruiser be valuable with BYUN's army? No, not really. Stalkers can deal with that easily. Mass battlecruiser is the best endgame army you can get to in this matchup. It's amazing because Protoss don't really have a corrupted style unit that beats it. But it's very expensive to get there and you need all the upgrades. It's like 1 or 2 ghosts did go down at the start of this fight. You got to be careful with these ghosts. There's only a small part of BYUN's army. Oh, Prism gets in the back, manages to do a Zealot warp in. That's really good because it's distracting him. And these ghosts need to spam their EMPs. The Vikings need to take out the Colossus. Great EMPs, but the Bio army gets hit by the Disruptor Ball. The Zealot Stalker doing really good damage. The Vikings going to pull to the right side. Libs are trying to come out, but those Zealots in the back are causing such a ruckus. Finally, he cleans those Zealots up. Lib range never got queued up, so BYUN here struggling to stabilize. That being said, he's still trading more efficiently. 1,800 resources ahead there. Could Yamato the Archon? The Archons died at EMP. It's the Colossus and Immortals you would want to Yamato. 3-3 battlecruisers are very, very difficult to deal with. It forces Protoss into Tempest. Speaking of which, second Stargate Fleet Beacon for CLEM. Air weapons on the way, +2 plasma shots. He's going to go air this game. We normally don't see CLEM go to air, but I think BYUN's so good at defending. Going to have to. Finally, that Lib range, +2 for the Liberators in Defender mode does come in. Planetary Fortress. Oh, he's got the double PF. Ooh. PFFs forever, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of ghosts. 11 ghosts. Remember, there are only 2 supply now. The Max Terran army, much better this patch compared to the last. Don't think Mothership really gives you anything here. I mean, Recall could be good. You could also time warp the opponent's army, you know, drop a big fat time warp on it, but it's hard to get in range to do that and not have the Terran just fade away out of the time warp. And it's 8 supply. I don't think Mothership's particularly worth it. I do wonder if it's worth Clem lowering his worker count to get a better maxed army at some point, and if so, what army that is. He's going into carriers now. His +1 air weapon's done. Doesn't need to make more upgrades. Libs are coming forward. Oh, good EMP. Hits 4 of the High Templar. Really nicely done. Building a new planetary down here as well. There is an observer just on the right side. Love to see a few more turrets getting spread down here. So he's going sensor tower, turret. Libs covering every different side. Vehicle plating's on the way as well as +3 ship attack. Building armor has started. I think he's gone, and he's got high sec as well. All right, Stalkers, one of those goes down, trying to pick off the Vikings, not quite able to. Ooh! Oh, big disruptor! Look at all those ghosts and marauders barely surviving that. Youchies. All right, Zealot's going to come in the right side. This is the one opening. PFs are on the right, finished. PF is almost finished on the left, or it is finished, in fact. And there's Libs over there as well. So he's going to come in on that side, and he will get rid of the plating. Nicely done. I don't think you need to rebuild the armory. His other armory's already almost finished +3. You could just queue it up there, but BYUN does try to replace it. Doesn't want to, you know, just instinctive. You killed a thing, I'll replace it. And that does make sense. Building armor is also finished now as well. Long term, these sort of trades aren't efficient for Clem, but I don't think he cares about a few hundred minerals right now. He cares more about finding weakness and slowly trading out his army and replacing it with carriers, and then surprising BYUN. So where are those carriers, guys? They're hiding. Got 4 more building, as well as double air upgrades. And he's going to go, that'll be 8. I think he might try to, like, BYUN's scanning the army now. BYUN realizes something's up. 7 orbitals, he should be scanning. He sees the carriers building. He knows about the carriers, guys. He doesn't know where they are. He doesn't know how many there are. But he sees carriers building out of a Stargate. BYUN saw how small this army was and got really suspicious. Good play. Snipes a few High Templar as well. Really well played. Now, the way Tempest is usually the better option if you can build cannon battery and spread storm and units and basically kite your opponent with Tempests, pick off the Libs from afar, and just do this shoot, pull back, shoot, pull back, shoot, pull back sort of thing. Problem is Tempest got nerfed this patch. Or the last season, whatever it was. I think it was previous season, right? Where they went from 14 to 13 anti-air range, which is mostly a nerf against Terran. They are back down in supply, I think, to 4, but there used to be 5. So you can get more of them, but that 1 anti-air range makes a big difference when you've got Vikings and Libs that are going to, especially the Vikings, that are going to chase you down. All the Stalkers go down. Clem just casually replacing those. Oh, he does build more Stalkers, actually. Look at this. Fire started stepping in, taking out the cannons. Nice play. Dark Templar warps in. He's already scanned there, so... Oh, BYUN's not watching, though. He gets attacked. The carriers go in. Whoa, the carriers just went in, guys. Good storm to defend the carriers. The Vikings, there's not enough Vikings. Where'd all the Vikings go? They all died. I'm sorry, I missed the start of that fight. I was like, why isn't Clem watching? Well, Clem's doing good damage up here now. Should be able to kill this Dark Templar. Oh, that's the Zealot warping in. He's going to take out the Nexus, the Zealot, a bunch of probes. Tempests are now being built by Clem. Units lost tab is still 8,000 in BYUN's favor. The Interceptor's going to come forward. Turrets will help a lot against these Interceptors by shooting them down steadily. But generally, you want to try and focus the carriers themselves with Vikings, whereas Marines and missile turrets just want to kill all the Interceptors. Each Interceptor is 15 minerals, so they're not free. Finally, Clem does take this northern base back for himself. He's also mining out like middle bases like this. The rich gas, really important to try and mine as many of these bases, since this could go to the very, very end game. Chat says Clem is suddenly broke. What? Well, he's down to 62 probes. He lost a lot of workers there. He's built a lot of cannon battery. And I guess he's still got a lot of gases. Like, he's built 12, 13 geysers this game. But he just spent thousands of minerals on cannons. Like, he just built a good 50 cannons, right? 18 cannons. And he's got, how many shield batteries? 8 shield batteries finished, with another one, I think, coming up now. So he's just spent a few thousand minerals on static defenses. And he's only on 65 workers, which I think is fine. But he has to be efficient now, does Clem. And it's BYUN, who with his mules could start banking. He's not only got a 5th, He's got a 6th. He's taking these bases very slowly, very cautiously. BYUN right now is just going full Maru, strapping himself in. Now remember, we saw BYUN basically win a game like this earlier, and then at some point he got over eager and he just headbutted into CLEM and threw his whole army away to disruptors. BYUN is really patient now, and he's really good at late game until the moment where he isn't. Like, I still feel like I will watch him sometimes for 35 minutes, play the most patient late game ever, and I go, BYUN's a new man. He's not over eager. He doesn't make dumb attacks anymore. And then he will just stim his army into splash damage and get it all killed. And I'll be like, oh no! Like there sometimes is this moment where BYUN just loses his cool. Oh, good EMPs. Oh, and he stops the High Templar from morphing as well. Where's your storm now, Protoss player? Oh, Artos is taking control of BYUN's units right here. Does get his units jumped on those, so he does just kill whatever he can, and then loses those Medivacs and Bio. Units lost time still looking pretty good for BYUN. BYUN shoves to the left. Oh, CLEM wasn't watching. The zoning storm comes down way too late. A bunch of air units go down. I think the Vikings should have probably shift-clicked the carriers, though. I think he could have taken out a few more carriers there. The Vikings, oh, they're rampaging. Tempest carriers getting blasted, mate. Absolutely blasted. Goodbye, Skytoss. Hello, Captain Viking. Lord of the Skies, Mr. BYUN. Man of the Hour. Lord of the Viking Fleet. Admiral of the Terran Air Forces. Commander of the Ghost Commandos. The Commander of the Commandos is a very prestigious rank. He just killed his own thing. I don't know what he clicked on, but he killed something accidentally there. CLEM is panicky, but BYUN did a really good fight there, man. He's still up. Now 11,000 in the units lost. He's mining less, which is why he doesn't have much room for error. But of course, you know, throw a good round of mules down and you can make up for anything. 16 Vikings are out. CLEM, remember, only 13 range on these Tempest anti-air. That one extra range really helps for shooting Vikings and pulling back. You need to keep your High Templar really spread as well. See how good CLEM is at that. Oh, beautiful nuke to break the position. I think you can cloak him. You gotta cloak that ghost. Hey, cloaks the ghost. Get out of here, Stalkers. Oh my gosh, they're gonna go back into the nuke. The Stalkers eat the nuke, as do the cannon battery. Libs coming up here. Big storms. Big storms. Huge, huge. Those might be the biggest storms I've ever seen. Category 6 hurricanes coming out of CLEM. It's gonna force BYUN back. He's gonna unsiege his Libs, go back and repair. But BYUN's gonna keep pushing. Oh no. Is he excited? Oh gosh, he's getting overexcited. This is what I was talking about. No. He doesn't. He just did a great trade. Now he should just pull back and heal. He's going to get a Tempest. Got to be careful. These Vikings are already damaged from the storm. He gets a carrier. Oh, good micro for BYUN. Good micro for BYUN. He needs another big storm. Okay, you've got to go repair now. Now there's no choice. Look at that army's hit points. BYUN, holster it. Put it back in your pants. BYUN, you can't. No. BYUN, back in your pants. Now, bad. I think BYUN, he's losing a lot of Libs and Vikings now. Now the Tempests have him on the edge of the range. The Tempests have figured out the range. They're picking off a lot of units, but BYUN is denying the bottom left base. Is he, though? He pulls away from it temporarily. Ghosts do not do a lot of damage to buildings. We got probes building out of there. A bunch of probes do go down. A pack of ghosts being sacrificed here is a little bit awkward. Oh, he might come in from both sides. Big EMPs on the High Templar. He walks right back into Storm, though. All the Vikings getting hammered. BYUN throwing too many units away. He's getting overeager. He's fighting. I think he's got to chill. He's out of Vikings right now. There's still a few Tempest and carriers there. Lots of storms. 2 ghosts go down to that disruptor shot. His units are rallying in. BYUN has a lot more minerals, but he doesn't have a lot of gas right now. What's his income? He's got 700 gas a minute. That's enough. He's just got to stabilize. He's got to chill. Command center on the right side. Gas going to go up there for BYUN. This base never really fully got saturated after it died before for CLEM. CLEM's worker count pretty low. Still behind 11,000 resources, but I think those last trades turned really south on this side. I think before then, it probably would have been so good for BYUN, but you've got to sometimes take a breather, let your medevacs heal, and of course, let those SCVs repair up those Vikings if they get stormed like that. Tempests, 8 of them, and a carrier and a Colossus. 2 Libs and a Planetary. Could kill a bunch of Protoss units, but it gets rid of some things with the missile turret. The Planetary is going to go down. BYUN's going to try and base trade this across the map. The Tempests have not got tectonic destabilizers. CLEM forgot the upgrade for the Tempest, guys. CLEM forgot the Tempest upgrade. That is hilarious. High Templar over here will go down, as will this Nexus. BYUN is going to counterattack this, but he loses a Planetary. I don't know if this was necessary for BYUN to engage in the sloppy base trade, but he's going to do it. This game's going to get down and dirty. A lot of cannons, batteries, probes there. A lot of infrastructure for Terran will be taken out. So pretty damn good for BYUN in that regard. But he's got to keep this base alive. He can't lose these two planetary pals. If he loses these two planetary pals, I think he loses a bit too much map control. That being said, he took this base on the right. He's mass muling it, which is going to give him a huge amount of income for a little bit. Trading a bit of Tempest hit points for Viking hit points for a Tempest is always good. Good EMPs come in as well. EMPs on the Tempest mean they're super fragile, down to just 200 hit points. Their 100 shields knocked out completely. There's a probe over there as well. Dude, what a way to finish this series. CLEM and BYUN. Two super aggro players, both Terrans at heart, one of them playing Protoss. And it just, oh my gosh. Only one carrier left. He's still just hanging out. Has 7 kills apparently, which is not bad. 10 Tempests, I would argue, is a little too many. But I do admire the 12 High Templar. Has he got any spread around though? Guess he's only got a few spread around. Oh, there we go. Well, he's done a pretty good job of spreading High Templar actually, has Mr. CLEM. Stalkers fighting with the 7-range planetary. Disruptor says, nope, not the best aim. CLEM's going to try and take this base, the one that he denied off BYUN. Wow. Maybe BYUN takes the top right. BYUN having so much bio split off his force is a little wild. I think he wants to bring it in as a flank. He doesn't want to clump up for Disruptors and Storm, you know? He only needs so much bio in one area. 17 Vikings against 10 Tempests, guys. The Tempests, oh, they do get shot down by the Vikings pretty quickly. 2 Tempests go down. And the bio is going to counterattack into mass ghosts, mass High Templar. The Storms do go down eventually, and he does eat a bit of the damage, but looks like with the medevac healing, he's able to tank a fair bit of it. BYUN with a great counterattack, and now CLEM has the pressure on him. He has to break through here, or BYUN is going to dismantle him. BYUN may indeed have weathered the actual storm in this game. The carrier coming forward, just keeping those Vikings a little bit distracted, making it a bit annoying for them to micro, otherwise they will waste their time attacking individual interceptors. Marines and Marauders going in here. EMPs, the Zealots that were warping in, they do get a few more hit points. Storm goes down, but it does feel like this bio is just trading way too well, man. He might need to, like, recall, but that would give up his economy in the bottom left. The High Templar are all going down. The bio there doing excellent damage. There we go. A few units do go down. How many Vikings are there? 11 against 9 Tempests. 5 more building for BYUN as he cleans up so much stuff. Gets himself another High Templar. Pylons, buildings, everything. Vikings running forward on this side. Not enough to one-shot Tempests anymore. And that's a little problematic. But dude, this bio just will not die. Finally, the Tempest and the Stalker will, like, kill, what, 1 ghost? Still 4 Marauders just chipping away at the buildings, doing amazing damage. Oh, a bit sloppy for BYUN in the south. A few stray Vikings and Libs run into their doom. Ghost lands an Omega EMP on that army. All the spellcasters are gone, but oh, the Storm! CLEM just landed a 6 Storm! Oh, High Templar came from the north! And BYUN eats a Disruptor as well! Oh man, BYUN just lost so many units! BYUN just lost so many units. He was smashing CLEM for so long. He's got to pull back. He's got 2 bases in the top right. CLEM has no income. BYUN needs to just chill, take a breather, and once again recover that army because he's down. He's out of Libs. He needs to build a few more Libs. He's building a few more medevacs right now, which is not terrible, but maybe not the most necessary. He's got +2 vehicle armor. Doesn't have +3 yet. Still attacking right now is BYUN. BYUN's low on gas. Both sides are low on resources. CLEM has a bigger army right now. CLEM's been sitting on a low work account for a long time. Basically just playing the Tempest game. Chip at you and try to bait you into Side Storms. Shoot and pull back, and hopefully you chase into my Storms. Oh my god, BYUN. No, don't run through the Storm. Okay, I mean, I guess you can survive that. You're just heavily wounded as a result of it. It goes a bit deep here, and now he's going to stim into the deep red to run away. BYUN, he's going to attack the front at the same time. BYUN's playing this like it's a 2-base all-in. Like he's got to win in the next 30 seconds, but he's throwing units into the Storm. He's throwing units into the Storm right now. They're maintaining an 11,000 loss disparity the last 5 minutes. BYUN's been trading evenly. When up to this point, he was trading so much better than CLEM. But now it's getting much closer to even. And even though CLEM's income hasn't been very rapid, look at this. He's got tectonic destabilizers now, does he? No, he's still doing a normal... He still doesn't have tectonic destabilizers. His Temp is still only doing 40 damage a shot. He just has so many of them that he kills the command centers pretty quickly. That's so funny. He never made that upgrade, right? Yeah, BYUN has to chill. BYUN has to chill. He lost a lot of units. He's mostly making Bio Viking now. He's gone away from Libs. Libs are the answer to the Disruptors, the Templar, the Colossus, and the Archons. He needs more Libs. He's also got 43 Marines because his gas is a bit low. He's just started mining this gas. Oh, BYUN might try to base trade. It's not a bad idea. Maybe, but I mean, you don't want to attack the army. Chasing into the army was what was really bad that last attack. After eating the storms, he should have pulled back, healed up, and then gone in a bit later, I think. We got Mass Viking. Viking's really weak to Archon Storm, though. He's got only 6 ghosts. That's a real big problem for BYUN right now. 3 of them are up here. You cannot afford to lose these. He scans this army. He's trying to play like multi-prong bio game. Oh, okay. These guys are going to run in there. High Templar should be able to deal with it if Clem's watching, but of course Clem's distracted right now. There's an army in his main. He's splitting his army. These guys run in here, clear some cannons and batteries. High Templar down there still hasn't stormed these guys. The guys in the main getting hit by the Dark Templar. Oh, it's going for the ghost. It's going to get one of the ghosts. It had tons of energy as well. This game is an absolute hot mess. The bio sits in the storm a little bit, doesn't quite care. Meanwhile, down here, some units got cleaned up. Over here, these guys are denying a fair bit of mining. It looks like the Marauders kind of win this fight, but the Dark Templar, dude, that Dark Templar has 7 kills. BYUN did not notice it that entire time. Finally, the Tempest comes south to clear this up. This game is an absolute barn burner, down to 10,000 resources lost gap, which means Clem is trading better than BYUN now. I thought BYUN had this one pretty much in the bag, but he did get a bit excited. And the adrenaline has taken over. He's going to have to take a deep breath, secure this base up north, and maybe just do a bit of lib harass down the bottom while the fighting's focused in the north side. Needs the extra base for the minerals and the gas, I think. And I do think if he can secure that northern base, there's a lot more mining, I think, over the duration of this game, I believe, left for BYUN than Clem. Oh, he's going for it! Vikings eating a massive storm! Oh my gosh, he's going back into it again! He's going back into the storms! BYUN, no! He just threw his whole army into the Side Storm Archon! Oh no, the Tempest shot him and he just chased into the Storm Archon. He could have disengaged. But BYUN with no more libs, he didn't have anything to zone the ground army. And he takes a crazy fight! And Clem, his whole game plan was annoy you with Tempest and try to bait you into storms, and it finally pays off. The units lost have now only 8,000 between the two. Clem closing the gap. Bio's going to run in the main. They'll do some good damage. But there's more Tempest building always to replace the ones that go down to the Vikings. And so many Vikings go down. The Bio, get the Templar Archives. Great move. Great catch there. If you can get the Twilight as well, it'd be amazing so it can't rebuild. Can he get the Twilight? Twilight's a super important pick-off. He's going to get cornered here. He stayed too long. The rest of his army still down here fighting. The Bio is going to take out an Archon, maybe. Right, the Archon does escape there. The Bio, he saves 2 medevacs at least for a moment. The Tempest is probably going to chase that down. Looks like the heart of the Protoss economy is down here. Clem, oh my gosh, he wasn't watching. He loses the Ghost before, the High Templar before he can do the Storms. The units redrop in the main base. There is a Tempest that'll eventually clean it up. The Bio down here doing well. These guys getting chased back home by 2 Zealots who are slowly going to make sushi out of these guys. And a few of them do go down. Down in the bottom, the Marine Marauder gets pushed away. The Nexus does survive. Clem's still on 36 workers. He's still got the vestiges of an economy. And he's got a very big army. BYUN is building mostly Marines in the late game. That's a really big problem. I think ever since BYUN hit that gas shortage, even though he's got decent gas income, he started to throw his army into more of a multi-prong style, feeling like he can't make enough gas units. And now that's become a reality because he's thrown away so many Ghosts, so many medevacs, so many Marauders, and so many Vikings that were costing so much gas. And I think this is huge. Income. Slight lead for BYUN. There's actually a surprising amount of minerals down here on these 2 bases because Clem is was actually so low on workers for so long. So that's interesting. Stasis Trap goes down. Bio runs forward. Tries to click on the High Templar. Storm, though, will be pretty effective at zoning this army out. Zealots come forward, and I think with another warp in, he should be able to deal with it. Turrets there. Looks like the Oracle almost flies into it and dies. Zealots could survive to get another fight off later. Stalker finds the northern base. What do we got? Still mostly Marines being built with just an occasional Ghost. It's the gas shortage that's going to really ruin BYUN. Too many gas units down the drain. I don't know how he fights this army. I think he has to keep split pushing now. He's on a Marine medevac army, essentially, with a little bit of Ghost Marauder support. And I think the best way to do this for BYUN is half your army goes to the main, half the army attacks the south, which is what he's been doing. But Clem's been so good at replacing the High Templar, making sure there's always a few of them on duty. He's not always watching at the right time, but... Oh my god! BYUN just landed the EMP to end all EMPs. He's now clicking on the High Templar. With that goes, there is no storm left in this army. Here comes the High Templar from reserve though, and a very important storm comes in. Bio coming in from all sides. The Marines walk through the storm. Marines eating a big storm in the north of our screen. There's too many Archons, not enough Ghosts. BYUN gets the Omega EMP, but it's not enough. There is too much Archon Colossus Storm there, and the Marines tried to pounce on their opportunity, but they could not do it. Clem fighting back in a 38-minute game from an awful position. What an absolute hot mess. I mean that in the best possible way of the series. Wow, BYUN was doing so good. He was winning for most of that game, and I didn't know what happened in this game at all, guys, but I mentioned the late game thing because I saw the way BYUN was playing in that kind of uncharacteristic BYUN play style where he just walls off with libs and PFs, and I was like, I love it, but I've watched so many games against Zerg and Protoss where at some point he then just gets excited and just tries to shove his army on top of theirs, even though he's been winning it, and he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, but he's just missing that little bit of patience where he'll play 25 minutes of pure, patient, beautiful, perfect PvT, and then he'll get excited and just start throwing armies into the meat grinder. I think this was one of his last big good chases where he wrecked the Protoss army, killed so many Skytoss units. This was where he first established the 11,000 resource lead in the units lost tab. But after this point, somewhere around 25, 26 minutes, he started just headbutting into storms a little bit too much. And I think the big problem he had was he stopped rebuilding Liberators, and he wasn't thinking about using Liberators as part of his army. I think especially with how quickly the Liberators siege up now in groups, adding libs is exactly what Protoss does not want to face. If there's libs and Vikings and Ghosts, that's where the Protoss player goes, okay, this is legitimately hard to deal with. I do get the libs can get focused by the Tempests. It's not super easy or anything. But I think the moment he went away from the libs entirely was also a really big problem for him. Anyways, GG, well played. Hats off to Clem. Really great play from both sides, and really interesting to see how it plays out. You guys let me know, is the new Storm in this matchup specifically better or worse than it was before? I think people are still really awkward at playing around it. And at the moment, I don't have a firm opinion. I'm like, it's different. I don't know. Because there are moments where you're like, well, these guys can kind of just ignore Storm. But then there's other times you're like, oh my god, it's so easy for you to zone such a big chunk of my army out. And that's one of the really interesting things to notice as well. So my feeling is at the highest level, when players get better at not standing in it and walking back into it, it will be worse. Because I think immediate damage is usually more important in StarCraft. But one has to give respect to that big AoE and that big duration. Anyway, GG, well played. Hats off to both these guys. Hope you enjoyed that series. And thank you to Wardy for running the TLMC. GG, well played.